All right, so welcome back. We actually had a crash on the first video. We were looking at 7M3 burning the town of Darien, the glory cue. So where we left off was, I believe it was the snare drums. We were putting a snare drum part in there. I had to look over it's been a couple days since I did this, but I had to double check, make sure I had all those violin parts. And we had just put the choir and the horns in. So we got to put a timpani. We had some oboe and some snare. We actually have to play the snare parts in, which is fun. And I've been building the tempo. I went ahead and colorized all the tracks. I like to see the different colors. It helps me kind of see the organization within the DAW. So let's find the snares. This is our bass drum. Alright, so this is our rhythm. This is in the 4/4 measure. When we get that first, it's in this part right here. See if I can play it in. That part right there. I almost got it that second time. Did not have the metronome once again. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Yep. All right. So that's 2/16, 4/32, and a quarter note. So let's see how that came out with. I'm gonna mute everything and just play it with the bass drum so we can hear how tight the sound is. If it's not tight, we might. It depends on the song, but we may tighten it up a little bit. I don't want it to be sloppy. It's pretty good. And that sounds really good too. I'm gonna put a touch. I'm not gonna. Yeah, that's where it was, and I'm just gonna touch it up. Just see what happens. We don't have to put any on it, but yeah, that's terrible. Hang on. Oh, no wonder this is 16th and 32nd notes. So make sure you're selecting the right note value. Now, if you don't have a lot of music theory training, I highly recommend you get as much as you can because it's only going to help you. It won't hurt you unless you start getting too analytical with stuff and forget the creative side, maybe of making music. All right, so let's see how this is. Ooh, that's tight. Maybe too tight. I'm going to leave it like that. And when I say too tight, remember this is a film score, but this is also mimicking the sounds in here. Like the trumpets are mimicking the bugle calls in the Civil War era. The snare drums would be like mimicking the snare drums when they're going to war and stuff like that. And I don't know, I'm not terribly sure, but I would imagine, for instance, like especially if it was young boys or younger men that were playing or playing the snare drums and stuff, they did not go to college, or maybe some of them did, but they may not have a lot of music training. So I'm sure they just threw some people in there to play the different parts, the different ensembles during the American Civil War, because they always had to have a bugler, they always had to have a snare drum, so the people knew left, so the soldiers knew how to march. For that. All right, so let's see what other snare parts we have in here. I think that's the only snare parts, because then it goes to oboe, horn, timpani, boy choir, and strings after we do this big build. All right, we're just going to double check and play through. Let me save this version. All right, around some with the mixing. Actually, let me see if the mod wheel affects the harp at all, because you know you can pluck it light, you can pluck it soft. So let me go back, because then I can draw in some modulation. I haven't done that on harp much. I haven't put a lot of harp stuff in, but again, we're transcribing, so. I'm not noticing a difference. So the only difference I hear is if I actually play it louder. So let's do this. Let's go in here and we can do the velocity on some of these. Da 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 da. It should be da 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 da. 1, 2. That sounds like it's missing one. Let's double check. It is. Boom, 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 boom. Here we go. Oh, that one came early. We had an error one. Boom, 16th. No. This sounds. Alright, so that has harder velocities. That actually sounds better to me. So I'm going to make some of these 89. And this should be all fortissimo. Alright. See how this sounds. Alright. So I just noticed on score it said 4 field snares, not 1. So we could double this sound. Let's see, how could we do this? We could put another part. We could also put, I think that's the only, hang on, let me see. There is another type of snare. There's a snare 2. So what we'll do is we'll make another snare. Call this snare 1. And snares 2. And see if this blending helps. So alright, so we're gonna hold this key. So we didn't put the key switch down on this first snare. I'm gonna write it in here. So this should be F sharp. Yeah. And we just put a little head here. And I go ahead and walk it all the way through. There we go. And then this snare will be this one down here. And when we play it in, we're actually going to play it in rather than just copy and drag, because we want to make it sound a little, we want to make it sound like 2 players, not the exact same robotic sound. Alright. We got our key switch in. 2, 3. 1, 2. I already messed that one up. Alright, try that again. Oh, I didn't hit the record button. go, and we stretch this out a little bit. All right. Now, let's hear these two snares together. Just see how. Actually, let's hear how tight this one is or isn't. So I did a really big accent on that first one. That actually sounded pretty cool. Alright, so I'm going to put a little bit more emphasis on these right here. And nah, that doesn't sound as good. This sounds pretty good though over here. Maybe I'll just copy this one. A little exact. So that, and the last one, and these four. Those are 106. What are these? 101. Huh. Let's try this. It's a little off. We're going to select all 32nd note and tighten it up. All right. Try with both snares. Those are pretty close. We can change the mics on them. And we could turn the volume down. Let's do the outside mics. See what those do. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I'm going to leave those the way they are. I think we could probably put some more reverb on them. Let me put some more. Let me change the mics on first drum. We're going to kill that one outside. Let me hit the ambience. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of after that Grand Casa, but there's a trick. It doesn't look like I have it in here. And yeah, okay, I know I added it on the other template. So let's go to the Grand Casa, and we're going to double the track, but I'm going to put it's going to be bass drum hit to help blend. This is a heavy octave. Where is it? There it is. All right, and then go to contact, and what it's going to do is give it a little bit more ring to the sound. It should be gravity actually, but it's made by Heaviosity. Here it is. Hits and impact subs. I think it's subs. Now, not that big. Using trailer music a lot, but it's good for doubling the lower grind casas sometimes. Let's see what it does here. And a little bit more oomph. These are 106. So these are meant to be subs. We're not going to have them super loud. So we're going to blend them in. See if this helps. Good with that one. We're going to leave that for right now. Cool trick there. Alright, so we got the harps in there. So we have the cello ones holding the line. We're going to write in the cello. Okay. I'm just doing that at 21. Yep. That's pretty good. The cello part, and went ahead and did it with the mod wheel. It should be good. I might just need to draw it in a little bit smoother. Pianissimo. That in there, save that. Got our cello part. We got the horn playing all the way through. We got the timpani. Let's put that oboe part in there. Oboe is going to be up here in woodwind solo. Oboe. That's nice. Make that happen at measure 23. Let's go. Basically it. Do we get sounds pretty good. Got oboes. It looks like all we have to play in here. Oh, that's pretty cool. There are some pizzicato parts, more viola parts. So we got the cello. Let's look at the viola, and then we'll put that timpani part in there. Look, viola is going to be played different, obviously. So I'm not used to reading viola parts. I can read bass and treble from piano, but it's tricky reading this in this clef. So let's see. We're gonna try it, and if I get it wrong, I'll just go back and edit it. That's the beautiful thing about MIDI. But the challenge is to play it as it's written, but transpose it and play it live. Pretty fun trick. All right, that's a D sharp. That's what's throwing me off. 24. Try this again. Maybe another first note. What's the first one? 3, 4. 24. 2, 3. 2, 3. 3, 4, 1, 2. That was right. For the most part. All right. Let's look at it and draw the mods. The pianissimo. All right. 4. All right. That line sounds right, but we're going to bring all this down. A little trick here, instead of drawing it all back in, just do this right here, select it, bring it way down. See if that helps. Oh, we put the gain. That's why. Don't forget you put gain on a track. I just did that again. Getting a note hung up. Okay. Now we can bring that back up. That might help. I'm not completely certain those notes are right, so let me look at these again. Should be, no, that's A. No, that's a fourth, yeah. And then that should be E, right? Get rid of the mod. And then C, E, A sharp, that should be an A sharp, right? C, E, G, that should be a G sharp, not an F sharp. G sharp, E, B, D sharp, E, D sharp, C sharp, B, A, yeah. All right, that should have fixed it. All right, so we got that. Viola is in, and then what else? We had pizzicato part on the concert bass. So let's figure out how that goes. We haven't had anything since that fortissimo part. All right, so 21. 23. 2, 3, 4. Alright, that was kind of interesting. Let's see. Alright, so didn't get that key switch in on time. We'll stick it right there. And yeah. Alright, that sounds pretty solid. Let's just probably not that loud, but piano. Alright, that sounds pretty good to me. Let's get a look at that timpani part. And I think this would be a wrap. I would just have to do some final touches on it. Three, four, one. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I want to play da da da. I want to play for triplet, triplet. Throws me off. That's what makes it so interesting. 1, 2, 3. All right, that did not feel good at all. But I think in the song, I mean in the in the cue and possibly in a lot of the score, I think what the timpani represents is like the uncertainty of battle and the irregular feel of it. And you hear it in the first cue, especially when it builds a call to arms in that cue. You can hear it at the end, and it's just sporadic and all over the place. So maybe that's what it's representing in this cue, musically speaking. It's not 16, it's going to be... Da-da-da-da-da-da. 1, 2. That might be off a little bit. Well, wait a minute. This is quarter, 2, 3, 4. These would be eighths. Can we break that down more? No. All right. That's an 8. Hang on. So 1, 2, 3 eighth notes. So 1, 2, 3 eighth notes, and then this should be right there. Right. A quarter rest and an eighth rest. That's 1, the quarter, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, a quarter and an eighth, and that should be right there. Okay, this is why music theory is important. I'm doing my math right here. And then that should be 1, 2, 3. And then the third, that should be on the third one too. That doesn't look right, but 3. Oh no, that is right. Okay. Hit stamp. Man, that sounds great. So you got different articulations, obviously, in the Spitfire Symphony Orchestra. Hits damped soft. That is the patch that we want it to do. So I'm gonna record, or not record. I'm gonna put that key switch in, and that's gonna make it all better. Hopefully, because this timpani part is piano all the way through. So save that, and now we're gonna listen to it again. That would sound better with percussion plate, but I have not worked that into this template yet. So let me play this all the way through the beginning. This looks like the whole cue, and it's just going to be missing emotion and real players actually playing on it. But I will play it from the beginning. We can hear the whole thing. And try not to talk, I promise. See, I'm sure we can make it smaller here. All right, that was a whole cue. And I heard the double bass, the pizzicato through the whole thing. So you need to write that key switch in, bring it down, and make sure that it does not do that articulation in the beginning. It should just be legato. So gotta make sure we get it back to C4. I'm gonna draw that in C4. All right, dynamite. And that should be good to go. That is the whole cue. So I don't know if you learned anything from that, but I just wanted to kind of share how I do things. Again, this is a new template, so I'm still tweaking it. I've already got a draft that I've made after this and have built it up since. But this was Burning the Town of Darien, Q7M3 from the movie Glory. So hopefully you learned something. If not, no worries. Maybe we will next time. Thank you for watching, and I hope you all have an awesome day.